Hey guys, this is Katie, Ozzy the Rat's mom, and today we're going to talk about making some fun little wooden chew toys for the rats for Halloween. So these are just like fun little wood craft cutouts from Joann Fabrics that we got on sale actually. So they're selling really cheaply. I got these 3 items for around $2, and any kind of commercial toy for them from pet stores usually cost around like 16 bucks. So this is a really great affordable craft that's a lot of fun for your rats too. So these are laser cut little wood crafts, and the only thing in them is wood. I emailed the manufacturer to make sure that there's nothing kind of scary in them, no chemicals, nothing processed. So all they did was take the wood and they just cut it with a laser to get it into the shape that you want it to be. So just in case though, because people go into these stores and they pick them up and they touch them and people are full of germs, I like to bake them in the oven at a low temperature just to kill any kind of bacteria or microbes that are on them. So before you bake them in the oven, just make sure that you remove all of the stickers, and they're super easy, they just peel off. And anything that has like a tag, like this little eek piece had a little tag on it, just cut those off. Even the little like twine pieces, you want to make sure those are cut off. Because you don't want to, put those in the oven and have them melt on you. So yeah, like I said, just remove the stickers and just put them on like an old cookie sheet. So I have like an old little circular cookie sheet here that I covered with foil to put them on, and you're going to put them in the oven at around 275 degrees. You want to bake them on that low temperature for about an hour. That makes sure that anything that's on them is dead, okay? So once these guys are done cooking, I'll be back and I'll show you how to color them. Okay guys, so we're back. Our little pieces baked in the oven, so they're all nice and dry and ready to go. And this is the fun part, the decorating. So to paint them, I use food coloring, just good old regular food coloring. This happens to be like the neon ones where you can get like little packs of 4. You're gonna need some water, and sometimes I like to use a little bit of acrylic paint. So you just have to make sure that it is non-toxic and it is water-based. They are also like child safe. You can get them at any kind of craft store like Michael's. As long as it's safe for kids, it'll be totally safe for your rats. So let's go ahead and mix our colors. So you just need like a few drops of food coloring. Let's go with some blue. A little shake. So just like 3 or 4 drops of food coloring and a little bit of water. That's perfect. This is just like a regular little craft paintbrush. So now let's go in here and start painting. And it's super easy, just like you normally just regularly paint. The wood will absorb the food coloring and the water. And then it'll dry down. And this way it's totally safe for your babies when they chew on it. It won't cause any issues. Okay guys, so once you have all your pieces painted, you're just gonna let them dry. When you're painting them, after you get the front side done, I like to wait a few minutes for the dye to absorb, then just flip them over and paint the back side. And then once you have everything painted, yeah, just let it dry. It usually takes a few hours just to be safe, to make sure that it's dry all the way through. Normally I'll paint them at night and then I'll just come back the next morning and finish them up. So all the pieces are done and all we have to do is string them together, so then we can hang them in the cage, okay? So to finish up our project, we're just gonna go ahead and string all our little pieces together and make them into a toy, okay? So for that, you're going to need some heavy duty thread, and this stuff is just from Joann's. It's Coats and Outdoor. It's like a really thick polyester thread, so it'll put up to a lot of wear and tear, and a sewing needle. Now, the sewing needle just makes it a lot easier to push the thread through the little holes in the pieces, so you're not like trying to shove thread through forever, and it just makes it easier to tie. So actually, to start things off, this little guy right here doesn't have a hole at the top where I want there to be one, so we're just going to go ahead and make one with the needle, and it's super easy. You just push your needle through, and make sure you do this on a hard surface. Just push it. And the needle will pop through the wood. See that? Okay. Okay, so now just pull it through. And you want to give yourself some slack, okay? So now we're going to go up here, we're going to go through the center O, where it says Halloween. And you're just going to tie a few knots. Just tie it once, loop it through a second time, pull it taut, and then make one more knot just to secure it. Okay, then after that, you're just going to go ahead and snip your thread, and we're going to go ahead and rethread the needle and go on to the next part, okay? So let's just, there we go. And see, that guy's nice and attached now. Okay, so for here, we're just going to go through the little gap right here in the skeleton's teeth. So just push your needle right through here. If you need to, you can go ahead and push it through on the counter, kind of like how he made the hole in his head. Okay. And we're going to loop it right through where it says eek. We're going to go right through the second E. Give ourselves some slack. And then just go ahead and tie your knots. Tie your first knot. Go ahead and tie your second knot. Make it tight. And then just tie your third knot to secure it. Make sure you pull those knots really tight. You don't want them coming undone in the cage. And the rats might chew them. You might have to retie the knots, but that's not a big deal. If you really want to get heavy duty with it, you can use some twine, but you're going to have to drill some holes in the more solid pieces to make the twine go through. And the twine is a little bit more durable, but I just like how sleek it looks with the black thread, and there isn't like a big huge piece of twine hanging through. So there we go. And then for the top part, you're just going to thread in one more little loop right here, just like you did with these guys, but you're just not connecting it to another piece, just a little loop so that you can hook it onto something to hang it in their cage with. I use baby rings, some people use shower rings, whatever you really use as hooks to hang their toys in their cage. But this guy is basically done. So I hope that this tutorial was nice and easy for you and that you learned a lot of good stuff. And I hope you guys have lots of fun making these for your rats. So these guys are just here for the Halloween season, but I know for Christmas they pop up too, and all kinds of other little wooden like craft sizes. They come in like little Halloween decorations as well. So you can make a whole bunch of these for every holiday if you do themed cages. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope you had a lot of fun making these with me.